Hello, I'm Nerd and welcome to part 2 of this Create Simple React App tutorial. So the last one ended up being a bit long, so I'll try and keep this a bit snappier. Okay. So, you'll remember from last time that we've created a basic interface with React Strap, which looks like this. And now, what we're going to do now is create some basic events and also create the data source as well. So basically when the user clicks, user selects a mood from the moods below, and then the quote that gets generated is generated based on that mood that's selected. Now of course it means you can only select one. So without further ado, let's get coding. So I'll just need to explain something first. So I've changed before the app.js was being returned, it was a function, but now I've changed it to a component. The reasons for which will appear apparent soon when we add the constructor with state and props, super props. So this is what I'll just demonstrate that now. Why I've done that, because I'm not sure exactly why, but in Create React App, the top level function returns like that usually, whereas I guess it's maybe because you'd usually have app and then you'd have like nested components down there, but I just want to do everything on one page for this example. In a way, I understand why, but so in a nutshell, let me just explain the concept of React. So you'd have it so that for reusability, you'd have these things in their own separate components. So this could be a component. Generate a quote could be a component. This could be a component. Then you could reuse it loads of times. But because this is just a one-page app, I'm not really doing that because I just think it's overkill. But anyway, that's just aside. So I guess what we want to do initially is just these are all just one. Want to create. This is just purely an aesthetic thing, but I just want to change this to like different moods, so we've got an idea of which data when we create the data set. I'm just going to create the data set as a const array with objects in. I'm just going to think about how to do it. Well, actually, yeah. So the actual quotes will be objects in an array. Array is just, if you're not familiar with that, it's just a way of storing multiple indexed items. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, or objects as well. So you could store objects like names, last name, first name, person, or as an example. So you've got melancholic, angry, thoughtful, maybe somber, nihilistic, just based on nihilistic. I misspelled that, I know. Pessimism. Somber. A lot of these are similar, but I'm just adding those examples. Okay, so that is all that's going to do is change the text in the button. But at least it gives me something to work with now instead of just all being melancholic. Okay, so I guess the next thing we want to do is we want to create a const with all these quotes in, which is our data source, basically. Okay. Beg my pardon, that's why it's coming out like that. So let's start from here. What am I doing? Well, that's an array now. But also, I want to add a constructor here. Just going to find the React constructor, celebrating it all out from memory. I think it's something like component super props. So you just get that in there. I'll just copy and paste that direct from React docs, just because I always forget when I'm writing this constructor props off and things, and it's just easier. So I don't want to set this state counter. We'll be setting our initial state values here. So state is an important concept in React. This handle click, we probably will be adding something like that, so we'll just add this quote click instead, because we will be binding event handler on quote generator button. We'll worry about that later. I'm just gonna okay. And then we're going to create this on click to set the state. So on click events are, as you might expect, just cause an event that you can bind to fire. So in this case, the on click is going to be called this, which is it's important to remember the this keyword as well, which refers to itself. This is just something you have to sort of bear in mind when you're writing React tabs. This change to M. I'll just change it to M for now because it's easier. I'd usually copy and paste that. I'll bind it here, so I'll bind the handler here. This, referring to itself, equals this dot change to M dot bind this, and then let's just do something simple for when that happens. So change to M ding ding, so a function, and let's just say at first and just put alert, which will pop up with a message, and then just go melancholic at first, and then we'll change it to set the state to melancholic afterwards as well. So if you're a bit lost on what I'm talking about, then don't worry, it's what's it on about? There we go. Sorry, it's because I had it there. There you go. So it just pops up with a message that says melancholic. So now we probably want to set the state. So this is another thing in React you have to be aware of, which is set state. So let's set the state mood to melancholic. So if we go mood set to melancholic. And I need to also put that on that. Sorry about this, you write it like this. Sorry like that. Got my brackets, parentheses mixed up there. Easy to do. So let's just put, also to demonstrate something, the mood is, and then if we just put this dot state, this is something you'll use frequently, mood, and you can see in the IDE it comes up there. Oh yeah, I know where that is, sorry. Melancholic equals just melancholic. Put it as a string for now. Not exactly sure how I'll do it later, but the mood is, and if I click on here, melancholic. The mood is melancholic. So there you go. You see that the change, set state changed the state of the initial mood to melancholic. So it just changes that. So let's see what happens if we could also, probably what would be a better way of writing this is making it so that it takes we'll just do this simple way actually. So we'll just do a bunch of, there are a few ways that you could do this, but I think I'm just going to create a separate event for each one. So like change to angry, for example, change to A. There are better ways of doing this, I just want to do it fast. We'll probably do it like a switch statement or something, I guess. Get angry. So const there, angry. We'll just comment that out a second. Okay. And then where it says on click, change to A instead for angry. You can use whatever naming convention you want. This is probably not that great. It's just I'm doing it for speed because, like I said, I don't want to make this too long of a video. Okay, so let's just bind this again. So we need to bind it again. There are ways of writing React where you don't have to do all this sort of annoying binding bullshit, but we're just going into the bare essentials in a minute. And there's lots of different ways of writing React. Which is a good and also occasionally frustrating thing. So let's go. It can make it somewhat difficult to do stuff sometimes. Angry. There goes this. Melancholic. Switches the mood. So state is a way of keeping that value consistent across the app. So that's always going to be one thing. So it's always going to be angry, but it's an easy way of switching. So I guess what we want to do next is you want to make it so that when you click generate a quote, it does something. So maybe if you have, we'll just have a switch statement for that. So we'll create a new function called generate quote. Makes sense. Generate quote. There we go. And then we'll have a switch statement based on the state of mood. Switch. I'm just have to remind myself and writing switching syntax. Just need to might as well copy switch statement. So switch statement, if you don't know, is a way of just doing different. Let me explain that better. Yeah, okay, right, yeah. So I'm going to get the this state. I think I can do it this way. Over here. This dot state mood. So we're going to get the state of mood, and then if it's melancholic case, it's already case. Was melancholic because we're matching it with that. Melancholic, and then we do something. Can you just bear with me as I just sort the syntax out on that? So if the case is melancholic, say alert. Just put, well, for now we're just going to do an alert, so we just say, oh, flip's sake. I'm sad. Then we'll get the actual data const object generating it after that, but just for now. And then we're going to do a break, and then we're going to have another case, break, and then we're going to have a default as well. There. And then I'm going to set a state for the actual text, because that's also going to be obviously a thing that's going to be there. And then we're going to have angry, and then we're going to have default. So angry, I'm angry, and then we're going to have default at the end. Break. I quite like switch statements for everyone's different. You could do this in a few other ways as well, but just put console log for the default for now. Okay. Now we'll create an on click. So we're going to bind this event as well. So generate quote equals this dot generate quote dot bind this. So once you get into the rhythm of this thing, it sort of makes sense, but at first it's quite unusual, especially the JSX aspect. But it's not that dissimilar to like doing this if you were just doing it in raw HTML. It's just weird at first. Oh shit. Okay, I've missed a bracket somewhere. Give me this. Ah, that's where I'm just missing a bracket. It's not closing that function. So the function is closed now. I just want to generate quote on the click of the button, which is, let's find that button. Button on click. And you do lowercase then uppercase and then enclose an object and include those curly braces for the on click. Yep, I've done that. Something wrong. Just double check. Generate quote, generate quote. Oh, I forgot. This is what I was talking about. Forget that this keyword and sometimes it just doesn't compile at all. So it should say, I'll just do the console log. If I click angry now, it says angry, and I'll say I'm angry. Yeah, see. And then if I click melancholic, get the alert there, and then it goes I'm sad. So we've got our first switching working. So now let's just get it so that we actually get sad. Well, first we're going to need to create the text state because that's going to constantly be changing. So text quote, and we want to set it to just select a mood to see a quote. Then we want to put that into the quote box that we created earlier on. So do it in a P paragraph. I just want to put this dot state dot I'm going to call it quote. There we go. I should see that come up. Select a mood to see a quote. Yeah. And then we can also even actually, of course, we don't even need a switch statement. What am I on about? We can actually. Well, actually, yeah, we don't need to. Depending on how we're going to do it, I'm just going to keep it simple. So we're just going to do, if you click on generate quote, it's just going to select like out of 2 or 3 different ones. We'll keep it just to 1 for starters. At first I was going to do an object and then a blah blah blah, but anyway, let's just do this dot set state. So we're going to redo the set state and then set the quote state to something melancholic. Then we'll just get it to choose a random one or something like that. I'm not sure. This is probably not the most elegant way of doing it, but it's a way of doing it. Quote. So I set the state quote to, and we'll create, and we'll randomly select. Let me just think how to do this. Okay, so we're going to create an array. Yeah, I think I've decided. Okay, melancholic quotes. Let's call it melon quotes because it's easier to remember. Const melon quotes. Put this here. Array. I'll get some suitably melancholic Kiron quotes. Melancholic. Just looking for some melancholic quotes. Let's get a bunch of quotes from him. Got one here. Okay, blah 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 blah. Very deep. Okay, still want a double string. Ding. Oh, what the fuck, Visual Studio, seriously. Okay, and then we're gonna have another one. We're almost done actually now. I'll just create two for now. Just create two, so something like knowledge is like a melancholy sunset. I am very deep. So that creates a var with these two quotes in. No, there's better ways of doing that. There's real world scenario, you probably wouldn't do it this way, but I'm just doing it as quickly as I can. And we're going to use the random function, so const rand quote. I think this is legit. Rand quote. Actually, this is probably a very silly way of doing it. Anyway, this will work, so I'll do it. Okay, rand quote equals da 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 leaf. This melon quotes. All that does is basically select a random. This is not the most user-friendly way probably to write this, but I'm doing it. I'm really struggling with this actually because it's not the most easiest thing in the world. So if we go rand quote, okay. So let's just check if this works. So it compiles, which is the start. I don't think I need to refresh actually. Let's go melancholic. Generate, yeah. Yeah, so there we go, it's randomly selecting of those two. So that's basically the main functionality working now. The random, so in a real world example, you'll probably have more. We probably would be reading from an array, but you'd be also using it like Express API. I'm just sort of writing this quite fast. Let's find some angry Kiron quotes, and then the rest of this is just basically going to be would be just doing that ad infinitum until you get all the different random quotes. So I'm not going to bother do that because it seems a bit overkill. I'm already spoken for half an hour. So that's the tutorial on very basic React usage. So we've covered creating an event handler, constructor. I've not really gone into components, so I can do that in another thing. Just basically, and usually if you're building a component, you'll be doing this in the component that you're building in. So, but we've covered like set state, so you know how to do that, how to create an event handler on click. So that's a good introduction, I think. Sorry, it's been like an hour. I probably rambled a bit, but it's quite a difficult subject to breach. Anyway, I hope that's helped. If you have any comments, leave them below. I've been a nerd. Yeah.